I'm personally not superstitious, but I wouldn't have any room to be superstitious based off my staff are incredibly superstitious in the sense of what we do, how we do it. Rob Vartugi, Mehdi Bellucci, they don't let us change anything. So although I'm not a huge believer in superstition, I go along with them because their match day would be horrendous if we didn't follow their superstitions.
MLS Cup playoff edition of the Hudson River Derby as New York City FC take on the New York Red Bulls in the Eastern Conference semifinals, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Apple TV+. It doesn't get better than this. Alexis Guerreros is hyped.
Oh, yeah.
I know that much is true. And right now we are absolutely thrilled to welcome in New York City FC head coach Nick Cushing, friend of the show. Hi, Nick Cushing. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
All right, so take us back to that epic PK shootout against Cincinnati. This was like 15 days ago, so it feels like there's been quite a lot of time.
Feels like last season at this point.
Kind of at this point. But can you kind of take us back and what the emotions were like watching your team win that one?
Yeah, I was, in the end, I was really proud of the team and to go through the 3 games against a really difficult opponent. Definitely proud, but when we missed the chance to win it the first time and then the second time and then the third time, you start to get a little bit frustrated, but we got it done in the end.
Let me ask you about that 3-game series. I know the second year that MLS is doing this. What are your thoughts on this? Because a lot of big names, a lot of big squads got bumped out in a 3-game series. Was there something specific about that you think helped you that you're not going to have next round? Because this is a one single game elimination.
I think it will take to finish and review to go through the real analysis of it. I think when I look at last year, we weren't involved and only one away team went through in the 3-game series. This year there was a lot of away teams, so I do think teams have navigated their way through almost the jeopardy of when you lose the first, we have to win the second. That's our home leg, and then the third. I do feel like there's a lot of pressure on that home team to get it done, and we just, the message to our guys was just go play free. There's nothing to lose really in the sense of they have home advantage, just go and play. They have the pressure. And it really worked for us because throughout the game, we absorbed a lot of pressure. And then into the penalties, we were able to get it done.
Nick, as we mentioned, a lot of time between that match and your one on Saturday. So what does that look like? How do you prepare when you have that much amount of time and kind of keep the guys in that sort of game-ready mentality?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's not ideal. I would have rather rolled into another game. You've seen this year that when we've had multiple games that come quickly, that we can put runs together. But, the other side of it is we did get a little bit of tiredness and a little bit of injury that allowed us to make sure that now we're fully fit and we're fully healthy. So there is positives and negatives to it. It's not ideal, but I mean, the Red Bulls in LA got it done in 2, which is even longer. So I'm sure that the league will look at it and try and find solutions for it.
And now, Coach, you were on our show multiple times. Last time you were on, the vibes weren't so high around, the New York City FC and sort of where you guys were standing. Now, obviously, you guys are booming. Have you thought about maybe it's the fact that you were on our show that helped you out? Or what's changed? What's gotten this team to solidify?
The morning footy bump.
Yeah, of course.
I think for us, it's been about the messaging and the sort of objective that we've had all year. We know that we're in that sort of second year of rebuilding this team. We know that we're a young team, but also we understand we've got a lot of talent in the team. And it's been about developing throughout the year, developing the younger players, continuing to push those senior guys that are contributing at a real high level. And, I'm really lucky. I have a really experienced staff in MLS, and they push us hard on how to make sure that we finish strong in the key areas, right? And finishing strong at the end of the season has really helped us going into this Cincinnati series. And now we just have to harness the momentum.
Well, Nick, I've been in and around the league for a long time, and I love this rivalry so much between New York City FC and the New York Red Bulls. I feel like it just always produces chaos, which we love. And you've done pretty well in these matchups, but these are the playoffs. It's a whole different brand here. What have you taken away from some of your previous matches with the New York Red Bulls that you're going to hope to kind of implement in this conference semifinal?
Yeah, they're always difficult games. The rivalry is a real tight rivalry in the sense of how it's swung with results over time. The games are always, really close in the sense of the styles conflict in the way that we want the ball and they want to play in transition. And it's a playoff semi-final, right? So the margins are really tight. You win, you go through to a conference final. You lose, your season is done. So the matchup is a really good matchup. Obviously, winning twice this year, we know we're going to face a hugely motivated Red Bull team this year. But, our guys are hungry. The one thing I've asked for all year is real hunger and belief in the idea and ambition to make sure that we can just go and attack the opportunity. I say all the time, don't fear the outcome. Just go attack the opportunity that we've got.
Coach, obviously you've been with this squad for a while now. You've lasted the test, and with a few ups and downs. But in general, you've been with City Football Group now for 17 years, obviously having success on the women's side. And there was a rumor that linked you to the Arsenal women's job, but you've decided to say you want to stay. Why do you think this relationship has lasted so long with City Football Group?
I think we have a huge expectation on our teams, and I think we have a real ambition. And I share that, and I always have, right? I want to win. Whatever team that I've worked with, whether it was, working with the boys' academy, going in with the women's team and being successful over those 7 years, or coming here as the assistant coach and being really hungry to win. And we won within, 2 years with Ronnie, and then taking the head coach's job. I wanted to win in 22. We couldn't get it done in the conference final, and, having to rebuild and try and rebalance this team. I'm impatient, right? I want to win. And this year, last year will haunt me forever, not making playoffs, because I share the same ambition of everybody in New York and also everyone in the group. So my objective this year was to push this team as hard as possible. And we're in a place where we want to be, but there's a huge challenge ahead of us, right? We've got to get through this one and hopefully then get into a conference final. But, my ambition and my hunger matches everybody's within our organization.
It's also, I'm sure, a little inspiration. You want to see the new stadium be finished, right? 2027?
Exciting, right? It's really exciting.
Maybe they'll put my brick next to yours, The Cushing Guerreros connection. You're going to get a brick? Come on. You should get a statue if you win this MLS Cup.
Totally. Coach, a lot of times when we have players on this show, I like to ask them about kind of like pregame rituals, if they're superstitious. On match days, do you have any sort of like pre-match rituals that you stick to? Is there any level of superstition for you there?
I don't have any room to be superstitious based off my staff are incredibly superstitious in the sense of what we do, how we do it. Rob Vartugi, Mehdi Bellucci, they don't let us change anything. So although I'm not a huge believer in superstition, I go along with them because their match day would be horrendous if we didn't follow their superstitions.
Have you replaced the pie and pint with anything here in New York?
No.
I have a quick question. Actually, I'm not sure if you heard in the break, but Nico revealed himself as a massive Powerpuff Girls fan. Are you a Powerpuff Girls fan by any chance of the imagination? Did you have any idea what he was talking about?
Personally, I'm not, but I do have an 8-year-old daughter that watches all kinds of things, so I'm sure she probably is.
Yeah, maybe she would have gotten those references.
Definitely. I did not. I was
flew over our heads.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I was completely stuck on that one. All right, so I just want to break it down for us simply. In order for you guys to win this match on Saturday, X needs to happen. What is that? What is X?
Yeah, I've said it all week. We've got to attack the opportunity. I think, we've got the home advantage, but that's not a pressure, right? That's a huge opportunity for us. I think when you look at how we've played well this year, it's about creating goal chances. It's about being on the front foot. It's about going and, I think we always play our best football when we have all of our people behind us, right? And that is everybody within City Field. And if we get on the front foot early and we can get the crowd on side and we can, play our high intensity football, I'm sure we'll have a good opportunity of getting momentum in the game. But it's going to be difficult, right? This team is going to be super motivated to come up against us. And our motivation to get to the final will make it a really good game.
I would suggest bringing back your currency flipping experts in the Cooligans. I don't know. When we did it last year, y'all won. I'm just going to say.
You got my vote.
Done.
New York City FC's good luck charm. Nick Cushing, thank you so very much for taking the time to join us. Always a pleasure to catch up with you. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys.